Oh, goody. Here I am. Hang on. Untangling. Decided might be better to have this on. Hello. Wow. And more wow, right? Okay. So I'm in a little apartment in London and it looks like I'm disappearing. So let me see. There we go. Okay. Hello. Hi, Donna Joy. Hi, Tamara. Hello, everybody. Happy eclipse. So we're just a couple of hours away. I think about 2 hours. I might be off. Time zones are like, woo. Okay. I have been going through the dimensions. So have you been going through the intensity? I say intense because it's not necessarily bad, right? Excuse me for making a little noise. I have to do something. Here we go. And I can't. I've loved my retreats, and I've loved my trip, and I've loved the sacred experiences, and I've loved speaking at Maria's Mysterious Universe. Wow, what an incredible experience to be in a room with people where we became one, and I'm sharing this ancient Mayan information, not even certain what the audience is going to think or if they're into these things. And people are crying, people are moved, people felt their hearts open, felt a memory, felt relief. There's just, it's so interesting. Oh, I can't wear that. I have the wrong thing on. Okay, I will ponder this. So, I know it's right here. Do you guys talk to yourself? So, no, it's not. It's over there. So what we have right now is tomorrow is the equinox, my favorite time of year. That means equal. I'm trying to put my chalice well earrings on from my hand fasting last year. You can see that it is a Vesica Pisces up and down. So the eye, the all-seeing eye is in the middle going this way, and it's the logo of the well, which is a peace garden today, is Global Peace Day. I think it's called Global Peace Day, the World Peace Day, World Peace Day. So happy World Peace Day. And what an incredibly wonderful thing to do to have on this intense eclipse. So, welcome to this show because it's not just for us to go through this eclipse together, to look at the energies of the new moon and the equinox tomorrow and everything we've just been. And big breath in, the last part of this serpent year, of this snake year. Wow. And I've loved it all. I'm so grateful in every moment, not in a fake way, like, oh, I love it, but just like intensely grateful that I'm here, that I'm experiencing this, that if I don't even second guess anymore, but I spent most of my life there thinking, is this really for my highest good? What did I do wrong? What should I do more of? Because we have this earnest heart. We have this heart that's called back to our truth and wants so much to be a part again of our wholeness, of our truth, of our wisdom. So I'm super excited because I'm still in London. I've got one more full day tomorrow. And I've been experiencing a lot of very intense eclipse opportunities. And with Virgo, so we're going to talk a little bit about what the energy is. Hopefully, you already know because we are in it to a degree. However, since we're in it, and if you're watching live, if you're not, this moment is a pod now. This is being recorded, and you will go back in time to the moment that is a couple hours before the eclipse so that you can do this work before the eclipse, even if you watch this after the eclipse. So that's what the return of the priestess is. That's what the everyday priestess is. The hands, the voice, the body of the goddess, of the divine on earth. That's who we are. We're not talking about women only. We're talking about men and women. We all have polarities. We all have masculine and feminine. We all have to balance above, below, within, without, material, spiritual, masculine, feminine. All of these things are a natural part of the frequencies that make up the many, many layered structure that gives you and I an opportunity to walk around in these magnificent bodies. So excuse me, if we have this experience where we are hating our bodies, we're hating our lives, we're thinking it's some kind of punishment to be on earth. That was a very popular thought back in the New Age days. I've been doing this for 38, 40 years consciously. And it's one of the things that we have to recognize now. We don't just accept, oh, I accept all this hard stuff that's happened to me because if I accept it, then something magical will happen. No, you have to actually accept it, right? And that means we have to be priestesses. We have to be committed to our spiritual path because otherwise you don't do the work. Otherwise you dance around with the ego, you play other people's games, you stay stuck in the story instead of writing the story, changing the story, learning from the story. There isn't anything that you've done wrong. There isn't anything that you've missed to the degree that you've now ruined your life and you're going to suffer and you're on a wheel of karma. You have to decide to write, speak, and agree with the story that is exactly what is optimal for your soul. That means unplug from materialism and then allow yourself to have what it is that you require to do your job, which is enough money, friendship, support, health, ideas, experience, resources, clients, friends, harmony in your relationships, understanding, awakening your intuitive gifts, teachers who are right in the moment, people who free you, okay? Everything and everyone is a reflection of you. So as the ancient Maya say, here behind me is Uxmal, and we're going to be going there in December, a very, very sacred experience with Miguel Angel, a Mayan priest and Mayan wisdom teacher, Trudy Woodcock, who you've seen them on this summit, the Return of the Priestesses. And what I'm not sure if we explained it on the video, but she's very busy. She's in a wheelchair. She's been 2 years bedridden with a very severe surgery on her lower back, her entire spine. If you think about the bigger spiritual meaning to this, right? The foundation of your spine crumbles and then you have it rebuilt. Someone comes and says, I'll rebuild it. And then you die several times. And then you are going through this really long recovery that has all these other repercussions to it, right? Feeling alone or feeling worried about what will happen or if you're going to have money. I mean, just imagine being in this situation and to be gifted with this ability to channel a high priestess from Palenque. And so that recording is actually from her circle, and it's an incredibly powerful message from this Mayan high priest. So I highly recommend that you watch that show. I think it was day 6. Now, remember that you have unlimited replays. So share this, promote it, bring more people to the wisdom that we're sharing through all of these different beautiful speakers. Now, Neil is coming up soon, and also want to point out, if you go to Portal to Ascension, you will find that right now, this weekend, yesterday I was one of the speakers. Today they're continuing with more speakers for something called Awaken the Light. And it's about your soul evolution, about a lot of frequency things. And I took everyone through a very powerful ascension experience with the Chichen Itza solar serpent, and with the frequencies and the downloads from the pictures that I took and everything. So there's no cost, or you can donate. So that's at portaltoascension.org. So make sure you go over there. And Neil will be one of our speakers in a few days now, this week, I believe. So what's happening with this day? Well, I think it's really significantly delicious that it's World Peace Day on the day that we are actually right now entering a new era. We're entering a new timeline. Every one of us completely different. Yours is aligned to you. Who were you before September 7th, full moon, lunar eclipse? That's one doorway. That door shut on that day. Shut to, I don't know what, it's different for everyone. And then there is a group theme going on. These are Virgo, Pisces, and those signs have an enormous impact on the energies and how they will impact you. Then there's a whole personal chart thing. So Donna Stellhorn, who's also one of our speakers here on the summit, She's become one of my dear friends. I have her on regularly. You can look for shows with her about the eclipse that we did here. And you can also go to her channel where she has broken it down by sign to help you understand the overall thing. Now, Virgo, the sign is about health and well-being, about organization. And so this is a very intense moment right now. This is like the energies are turned, the volumes turned up on these energies. So whatever they're messaging you, it's very loud, it's very intense, it's very in your face. And I couldn't agree more. So one of the things that is going on right now is, where are you needing, where are we? Believe me, I've gotten big messages. So we've got it going on over here. Spirit, when you open the door, when you do this higher work and you say, okay, I'm ready to go to the next level, you have to become self-aware. So it's the ultimate joke, like, oh, I want peace and prosperity and bring me butterflies and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, good. Then you got to do your shit. You got to look at yourself. You got to get honest with yourself. You have to see, what have you been covering up? What have you been avoiding? What have you been letting go to old habits? What have you been saying I'm too busy for? Is it your overall spiritual path? Is it your priority, trust, value, respect that you have for yourself, or spiritual wisdom over the 3D world? Remember, everything is a reflection of you. The Maya say it's the planet of mirrors. There isn't anywhere you can look that isn't a reflection of you. That means if you're going, you stop doing that and you change that. And when this happens over there, and when I see this, then everything will be right. You're going to be doing that forever because you're talking to the mirror. The only place to change is in here. And so this eclipse is a massive initiation. And these sites, like the one behind me, were sites, this specifically was for the priestesses to train in all of the arts, the wisdom of the stars, of gender, of energy, of growth, of the universal, the way that things are actually created, who we are, the merging of these energies to create form. And when the conquering happened of a culture, they went through a process where they reversed, they were taught, they were showed by spirit, by goddess, that you have to take the wisdom in your cells, in your mind, in your DNA, in all these places, and you have to reverse it. You have to put it to sleep. You have to put it into the ground. You have to put it into the stones. Now they're rising again. You're rising again. I'm rising again. Everybody's intuitive self is whispering. Their hearts are opening. People are having expansive experiences where you can start to see things. Somebody asked me on my retreat something about how do you see, or how do you know if you see, or how do you start to understand what to see? It really depends what you define it as. So if one of the things that you judge yourself for, oh no, not me, is your spiritual abilities. How good are you at hearing, seeing, feeling? Oh, I see things, I feel things, I know things, but I don't trust myself all the time, right? Or I really wish I could see things. I want to have these visions. I want to go on shamanic travels. It's perfectly wonderful to have a desire that's a spiritual, like, ooh, I'm ready for that. Ooh, I'm drawn to this. Ooh, I'm drawn to that. That's what led me on my spiritual path all the way to here. The thing is don't be an ego about it. Don't chase it. Remember it. And to remember it means you have to realize, oh, that's speaking to me. Oh, okay, that's inside of me. I kind of had a hunch, or I've been interested in that lately, or no story at all. Now I understand what it is. So the eclipse is telling you, you can't judge yourself anymore. And Virgo can be very judgmental because it likes to do the right thing, the right job. It wants everyone to color inside the lines. And in that way, that's a power, that's an energy. We need to harness that. And we also need to let go of the self-judgment, the judgment of the past, judgment of others, judgment of what may come. And as you peel these layers, you're going to start to really get an aha moment, maybe every 5 minutes, like I've been having just in the last week, a little bit over a week. Woo! So this is showing you, if you're ready, then don't be like, oh no, why did that happen? Be like, ooh, wow, okay, I asked for it. I'm ready for it. It's showing up. I'm being given this opportunity. As you move through the portal of the eclipse, we have the equinox, which is the most balanced, the most beautiful state. This is where you download the light so that you merge with your dark, the inner part of you, the sacred part of you, the feminine part of you, versus the other pole, the yin versus the yang, the masculine versus the feminine. Whatever it is, it's time for you to allow those two to meet, to balance, to love them both, to not judge them, not shun them, not hide them, not fear them. And that takes some serious willingness and presence. Remove yourself from saying something is hard. So I interrupted a pattern of saying it can be hard, or it can seem hard, or you could perceive it's hard. And why tell that story at all between us? Let's not do that. So, hi, Dolly. These times have been so powerful. So it's all good, regardless of what it is. That's the most important part, right? Oh, aloha from Salmon Arm, BC. Chris probably knows that. Hi, New Moon Eclipse, everyone. From Danny in California. Okay, awesome. Joyful, joyful. All right. So what's happening is that none of us, I think, on here, unless it's either New Zealand or Antarctica or something that could see this eclipse, but not many people on the planet are going to actually see the eclipse. However, you can feel it. Now, some people say go out in it. Donna Stellhorn says hide under the bed. I'm being very, very careful today, not from fear, from presence. So I want to invite you into presence. I want to invite you into noticing, being willing to see where you judge and not judge yourself for judging, and not judge yourself for finding out that you still judge when you didn't think you judged, and all of that good stuff. That's been a big theme for me this year. And one thing too is this is where you get to really take a look at your health and wellness, because you're going to need it. You're going to need to not hide from it. You're going to need to are you filled with fear about it? Are you feeling frustrated by it? Are you feeling like it's a burden? Are you feeling like it's something that you have to I march on, but you're sort of a martyr, right? You look for those energies that are down inside of your perception of your health and your well-being on all levels. So health, physical, but mental, emotional, spiritual, and so on. Financial, family, relationships to your body. Do you walk down the street and have a judgment conversation going on with other people? These are just a few little places that you can prod into, that you can feel, that you can milk. And now, being just a few hours from the eclipse peak, we're looking at an opportunity to invent our new selves, because that's who we are. We're creators. And when we invent, we dig inside again and we remember. We say, do you ever reinvent yourself? Did you ever move when you were younger and no one knew you at your new school? And you realized you could get a new haircut, you could wear something that maybe your family or your old friends made fun of you for. Maybe you wanted to be more stylish or something, and you reinvented yourself. But what you were doing was really stepping more into who you are. That's what I feel like this eclipse is. And one thing to remember, like Donna Stellhorn says, one eclipse, you go from one room that you've been living in. That room represents who you are being, what you believe, what you have, what is reflected to you in your world, what you are giving priority to, everything, every level, okay, within that, your entire life body structure. Now, what happens is when you go through an eclipse, we went through an eclipse on the full moon, the 7th. Wow, we were together with Maria. We were in the stones. We were just like, oh my God, it was insane. So, pow, pow, that was really pushed intensity into our eclipse experience. So then we've been traveling. It's like a little bridge. Here's your door. You went in. Now you're going through time and space. And now we're coming out the other door. And it's sort of like we're landing again into the 3D, and you're going to settle into the frequency. Right now, you could change some things completely. You could accept some things completely. You could realize some things completely that will allow you to exit this plane ride, exit this experience into your next reality in the most magical, miraculous, harmonious way. Joy, joy, joy. Okay, so I want you to really think about that. All right. Am I really going to talk about that? Let me check. I'm going to share now with you. Ooh, that's not it. Thank you. That's not it either. There it is. Okay, here we go. 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 So I hope you've been enjoying the Return of the Priestess. This was such an inspired project because I'm seeing the priestesses, not just speaking to them, not just dreaming with them, not just doing ceremony with them. I'm going to the pyramids. I'm calling them. Circle upon circle upon circle of them are appearing on the pyramids, are appearing when I'm walking around the sacred sites, appearing here. The dragons and the energy of the earth serpent, which is that Gaia energy of your Kundalini, your life force, is stirring under Stonehenge, is stirring under Glastonbury, it's stirring under these sacred sites that we went to honor the voice of the goddess, to honor these priestesses that were high priestesses, that were healers, that built these temples, that were killed, and their people were killed the same way that the Maya and all the conquered cultures around the world, the truth of all these people, the beauty of all these people. They've been erased and ignored, but also intentionally, like I said. So when you have something challenging in your life, it's time to move forward and see, why is this helping me? How is this a benefit? Where's the doorway? Name it, claim it, speak it. Always from that powerful, positive, this is leading me to the most beautiful, prosperous experience I've ever had. I'm ready and willing to release all that no longer serves me. So this is harnessing the magic of this eclipse, equinox, new moon. So you have several days. Right now really is the peak as we're going in. About an hour and a half, I believe, from now is the real live eclipse. The equinox is tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. And we've got the new moon happening amongst all of this as well. All those energies are going to be with you for a good solid 3 days. And they're going to keep going like this. Now, I think Jupiter is getting ready to go retrograde. Mercury is retrograde. So there's a lot of other energies that are happening. The biggest one is you. What is it that you no longer wish to be carrying with you? Okay. So this is the show we do normally all the time. This is a special show for the Return of the Priestess. So if you opt in onto that list, you can come here, you can watch them. But if you opt into on that list, you get the gifts and all the replays and everything right there in one spot for you from all these beautiful speakers. So what we're talking about is that we're talking to that part of us that's ready to say, it's safe for me to be intuitive. It's safe for me to accept that I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm a healer. I'm a wise one. I'm a shamaness. I'm an enchantress. I'm a creator. You know, I'm a creative. I've been so fed with creativity, museums every day, beautiful, just beauty, you know, just different kinds of beauty. My life is always full of beauty. So now I want you to say, I'm here to walk a path. Now, you don't have to want to be a priestess and wave wands and do smudge and stand in the middle of a sacred circle on the full moon, but why not? You can just be ready to stand in your power, to accept your whys, to accept that you're here on a journey on purpose, that you chose to be here and you're a chosen one, that you have wisdom and access and natural talent. So if you're judging yourself that you really want to see more visions, just say, oh, I must clearly be ready to remember that I'm a visionary, that I'm a seer, or perhaps I'm an oracle and I really want to work with those oracle deck more. The Prosperity Magic Oracle deck. Oh, it's just so wonderful to have it here. People, we bought them all up at the different things that I did here, and we had them at Stonehenge, we had them at Woodhenge, we had them in these sacred places, using those energies, mixing them, weaving them, knitting them together. This is what you're doing. So your natural abilities are here for you to use. And when I say consciously create, you don't have to know every detail. You have to say, oh, I'm willing to recognize this and let it go, or transmute it, or see what wisdom it has for it. I'm ready to see where maybe that love, abundance, and harmony is already here. I'm being inspired, I'm being called forward, but I'm resisting, I'm not feeling worthwhile. Maria and I, with Miguel Angel, the Mayan elder, are doing really something quite amazing in March. This picture with the triangles is the sacred solar serpent coming down at Chichen Itza, and we will be there on March 5th, which is the first day that this happens, and nobody else knows. That plus a lot of other sacred wisdom, private access, sacred ceremonies, wisdom with Maria around how these pyramids relate to Egypt, Mars, and other places. This is filled with incredible information. So here on my channel, I have some shows with Maria about these, and with Miguel Angel and with Trudy. So all of these are here, and you can access them whenever you want. I highly recommend it. And I mentioned Trudy is also here, and I really recommend that you listen to that special message from the High Priestess of Palenque, Lady Sakuk. All right, here's your basic info about this eclipse. 29-degree Virgo eclipse. This is connected to 2006. So what were you doing 20 years ago, approximately? And do you see a pattern repeating? The fact that this is 29 degrees is an ending is why this is so intense, because Saturn is saying, you can't go through this till you're ready. Have you looked at everything? What are you ignoring? What are you judging? What are you hiding from? Where's your health and well-being suffering or about to suffer or need more attention or need you to act differently? Are you too stressed? Are you working too hard? What's going on? Look at the energies around that. When 2006 approximately is when I came. No, that was 20 years ago. Never mind. I was like, when I came here, but no, that was like 2015. So what happened? I don't even know at this point what was going on in my life back then. Now, the new moon, remember, is a dark moon. And to me, that's always going into the womb. You're planting seeds. You're deciding what it is that you want to give to the goddess, to give to the fertility of your that fertility, that richness, okay, that you have to give your own dreams if you're willing to let go, okay, and what's holding you back. The equinox is about balance, and it's about divine light. It's about letting the light fill you, and then illuminating the dark, the shadow, and seeing that they're balanced, allowing the koyopa, the kundalini, to come alive within you, in your blood, in a natural way. And what are you ending? What are you ending? What are you ending? Those are Virgo energies right at the end. So as we're going to dive into this, I want to just tune back into this incredible retreat that is, I'm still processing. And so I come and I do all of this work with the land, and I channel. This was one of our Mary Magdalene artworks that Chris made for us. Thank you, sweetie. And when she came through the first time for the Queen's pilgrimage that we did, it was so profound because she didn't talk about the things that you think she would talk about. She said, could you let go of the old stories? Could you stop trying to search my story and who, what, where, why, when? What's important is the energy that I've maintained and held that is rising again. And that's me as a priestess of Isis. What does that mean? And the wider scale, again, if you're not into wanting to be a healer or wanting to understand, do daily connections and sacred conversations, alchemy, ritual, to connect to all the nature and all the levels, speak to the winds and to the connections and to the sun, feel in harmony when you walk, realize there's so many realms that are here to support you, that have medicine, that have guidance, that have energy for you. If you want to increase your abilities, your natural sacred feminine abilities, that's what this gathering is for, is to give you a wide view at a lot of different people who do or who have been through similar or different experiences and have discovered a different part of themselves, or discovered a different way, or discovered a way to move through the illusion back to their key source. So what are we doing here right now? Endings. And a critical degree means there's no turning back. You can't turn back. This is the end of something. So an eclipse at a critical degree, you can see why it's a big deal. So Mary Magdalene and all forms of the divine feminine, whatever way you relate to them, maybe you relate to Artemis or Athena, maybe you relate to the oracle at Delphi or to the different Sibyls, maybe you relate to the Sekhmets and Bast or Isis herself, or even Mat or Sachet in Egypt. Maybe you relate to Brigid, Brigid, or Rhiannon, or the Lady of the Lake, or maybe Morgana, who's one of my favorites, who's this incredible priestess, right? This incredible wise woman who lived a story and then now takes the energy that brought that story into the world and is coming back, riding through the waves of that to put it right, to put it into context. And Mary Magdalene's doing the same thing, and Guinevere as well. And so is Eve. All these art icons or iconic or archetypes of sacred feminine that have a ruined reputation, that have been blamed or erased, all of that is what's coming up now. Like, oh, we're realizing, we're pulling away the veil, and we're saying now is the time. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is time for your neck. It is time for your sacred throat area. This is a communication center for multi-level time, space, communication. It is not just to sing and talk in the physical realm. And what that means is that all the times you've been beheaded, all the times that you've been hung, throat slit, all the times you've been burned at the stake, all the times that you've been told you were wrong, ridiculed, threatened, all the times that you were denied, that you were tripped up, that you were possessed, that you were controlled, that you were enslaved, all of these things, and everybody's experienced them, okay? These must come up and burn in the fire that you own. No one else owns the fire. No one else gets the harvest of what we create. We sow, we plant, we reap it, we get the harvest. This is also a time of allowing all of the stuff that we've created that isn't serving us to go into the earth and let Ishmukane, grandmother jaguar, take it and compost it and turn it into rich fertilizer for your next life. So I want you to think about how you can reclaim the flame that is deep, deep inside of you. These are all images that Chris created for me around the priestesses and Mary Magdalene. This one I love because there's a flame inside of this. And this is a sphere of inner vision, okay? This is allowing, scrying, or using this as a portal to other time. It depends on the culture, depends on the mystery school that you were trained in. Left eye Horus, right eye Horus, Mayan, Greek, Incan, Native American, Egyptian. There's so many different angles They all knit together in one way or another, which is one reason I believe I went studying so many of these to come around. But what's interesting here is she's holding it up, but she doesn't have her eyes open. So the Kogi Indians are one tribe that's known for taking people they know are born for psychic abilities and putting them in the dark until they're about 16, 17 years old. Sounds cruel, but it is the purpose of that person to deny themselves distraction, basically relying on physical vision that then enhances and develops all the other aspects of their intuitive body. And it's profound. Okay. They come out, they are the most powerful healers, visionaries, oracles, seers. And this is not something I want you to do. I want you to realize that when you close your eyes, when you stop believing what you see, will you stop chasing something and want it to be seen before you're willing to accept it, embody it, be the love now, be the happy now, be the joy now. Don't wait for something to show up to then do that, because it doesn't work that way and it never has. You're the creator. So right now, as we're getting ready to walk through this eclipse, we have a profound moment where we can look within. And the things that we've been talking about is look within at where you are judging yourself or others, where you are maybe not seeing your health or not taking care of your health, or need to look at your health and then well-being on all levels and in a practical way as well. Okay, so I want to oh, Durga. Well, that's a very good one. Hi, Mystifying Mark. Consciousness expanding, grateful. Yes, Return of the Priestess. Thank you. I am so grateful too. It was such an honor to just allow this to come together and to have these people showing up and saying, yes, I want to talk about this, and to see what comes out. The other one I want to recommend is Zoe Davenport. She was like day 2. And of course, they're all fantastic. So it's just right now, those are the ones that really have been coming up to me in the last 2 days. And those are the ones that give you an opportunity to see deeper into the vulnerability, the authenticity of how profound you become, you embody, you express when you also have this surrender of who you are, who you thought you had to be. Okay, so let me just see if we have, this is one of the ones that's here. And okay, that's it. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and I'm just going to check in and see, do we want to keep this here right now? We can keep this here. Yes, okay. All right, then I'll switch over. I can do that. Okay, so we have coming up on the Return of the Priestess. The replays are there for you. Coming up tomorrow is Raquel Reina. She was a client, become a very good friend. She's an expert in human design, and she's talking about how the sacred feminine is coming up in that whole system. And some of the easy, what I love about her is she's a spiritual teacher from way back. So we have a lot of that, looking at these systems, but not being bound by the systems. And I want to encourage you to do that in your own life, whatever it is you're using or learning. Use it as long as it's giving you a container that helps, and let it go when you feel like maybe you know something, you remember something, and then just, check that it's not the ego going crazy. So, okay. And then we'll take a look at that. Okay. So before we began, as always, I created an infinity healing chamber. And inside of this sacred space, as you've entered the call, and any time and space, anytime anyone is watching this, you will be seeing that. And what you'll be feeling it. And what I want you to do now is start to breathe in. Now, if you feel a particular part of this image that's calling you, maybe one of the spheres, you just want to focus on that purple sphere of light and start to move with it, communicate with it. Perhaps you're feeling the magnetic energies come, or you feel warmth or coolness, or the flame, like the gold flame, or maybe one of their faces, or maybe the mist behind them. Whatever it is, I want you to trust. I want you to relinquish the need to know, to think, to control, to judge. And that's it. And acknowledge that you are in this sacred, safe space between the worlds. And inside of this infinity healing chamber, balanced between above and below, wrapped in the all-seeing eye, and surrounded by the flower of life, spherical consciousness, we are at infinity. And in this sacred space, we are aligned with what is optimal for our highest good at this time. As we come into this eclipse, as we come through this doorway of light, and we complete this journey that we began in 2006, that we began in our earliest lives, and that we began on September 7th, full moon. In just these few weeks, the amount of travel between time and space has been going on consciously or unconsciously in your dreams and in your cells, weaving through the DNA, up and out, up and out, up and out. Now take a deep breath in. Take it in any way you want. See it and feel it. What color is it? How is it coming into you? Where is it going as it enters? Does it have a color? What does it feel like? And then as you let it go, give it permission to release all judgment and free yourself now. I name that I am here, ready and willing and open and receptive. I name and I claim that I am here in the optimal moment, and that right thought, right action, steps of light and clarity for my highest good are all here, illuminated from within me as I enter this portal, this new moon, the darkness of the Divine Mother, holding space all around, full of love, holding. And this beautiful space says, whatever you don't want, let it go. Whatever you've been judging, just set it down. Put it in the basket, lay it on the table. Let it slowly drain out of your feet. At this time, we call on the critical degree of Virgo at 29. 29 Virgo. And this critical degree, we call on this sacred number, the sacred portal. We are walking through in harmony and peace, ending and accepting whatever ending is optimal in whatever area. I no longer wish to hide. I no longer wish to pretend. I no longer wish to see any story that does not support my magnificence, my growth, my light, my expression. I am here. I chose to be here. I'm ready for what is. I'm ready to remember who I am. I'm ready to release and to end relationships, thoughts, beliefs, self-image. I'm ready to release any emotion that I carry, any beliefs that are denying me access to the abundance of who I am ready to be. The light path is opening before me. I can see it and sense it through this portal. I do not have to see it with my eyes, because now I give permission that my health is more than my body, is more than my mind, is more than my bank account, that my health is my spirit, my truth, my belief, where I am getting my energy, not from within me. There is no limits. There is no lack. I'm no longer wishing to bring that with me. I'm no longer wishing to live in that. I don't agree with that story anymore. That story is gone. There is no limit to my skill. There is no limit to my prosperity, whether it is love, belief, energy, clarity, whether it is money, whether it is resources, whether it is opportunities, whether it is mobility. Everything and everything and everything is at my fingertips. And the end of lack and limitation is now, now, now. I claim prosperity as my nature. I claim presence, and I stand inside of myself, inside of the flame of the golden light. I ask the violet flame to clear and cleanse and transmute all karma, all negativity, all unserving energies, mentally, emotional, physical, spiritual, through the aura, through time and space. This is now a temple of cleansing. This is now a threshold to the doorway of this eclipse, freeing me. I am divine, and I am so honored to be human. I am divine, and I'm so happy to remember I am divine, and I have skills and wisdom, and I have free and easy access to them. This is the end of all lack in my communication, trust, belief, that all the portals and within my intuitive body to my 360 senses that are optimal at this time to open, to realign, to relax, to reconnect, to flow, to rejuvenate, to grow, to express, to rise, to sprout, to be seen again. The time of silence and hiding, the time of the belief of any authority outside is over. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. It is done. 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 Now, take this moment in silence to think of anything else that you wish to end, because this degree is here ripping it, screaming at you. There's an inner part of you that is absolutely not being quiet in this moment. Over here, over here, over here. Let's let this go. You don't even need to know what it is. Just bring the trash bag. Say, yes, yes, yes. This is ending. That is ending. I no longer believe or speak against myself. I no longer ask my spirit, my angels, my guides, my past self, my future self, Gaia, all of the beauty that is here to support me. I no longer ask you to limit me, to hold me back, to trip me up, to knock me down, to remind me of negativity and false illusions of my lack. It ends now. It ends now. It ends now. Breathe in. Fresh air, fresh light, fresh life. Now it is time, and you can release it. You can let it go. You can put it into a place, a box, a gift, a barrel. Maybe there's a vacuum that comes up near you. What is it? It's here. It's from spirit. It's for you. Now it's the perfect time to see what other parts of you, maybe parts that you've hidden from, maybe embodiments, maybe inner childs, maybe wise elders, maybe shapeshifters, maybe all of these mystical things that you've been dreaming of. Were you drawn to ancient Greece? Did you used to dream of living with a tribe high in the mountains? Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? The time has come. This is the great remembrance. Because our evolution is at our fingertips and in our hands. And we're playing out a world that was built over so much time that says they're in charge. They know best. They control everything. They have it. They stop me. They tell me what I can have. They tell me what I can't have. Everything was outside of you. Everything was outside of you. Everything was outside of you. And that's all an illusion, just like a play. They're pulling back the curtain. They're dismantling the props. There's nothing here anymore. And the sacred sun is here. Walking through this portal, you walk into the equinox. The divine sun pours down your 33 vertebrae, filling you with the golden spiritual sunlight. It has every ray of creation within it. It is like having every ascended master, every wisdom keeper, every color in your palette within you, balancing you all the way down and now pouring down your belly button into your Janisa crystal, filling your sacral, feeding your creation. What is it that you're ready to let go, to plant, to trust that it will grow, to bury it deep within this sacred moment and allow the balance of above and below, the truth of who you are, your ancient self, your future self, your now self. We call on the wise ones and the elders. We call on the star nations. We call on the ancient priestesses and priests and the long-skulled queens. We call on those wise, medicinal, those who could see, the seers, the oracles, the architects, the star watchers. We call on the shaman and the shapeshifters, the visionaries, the readers, the travelers. We call on the ancestors, the roots, the trees, the birds. We call on the waters. We call on all the elementals. We call on our ancestors in our blood, our ancestors in our spirit body, and our ancestors in our future. We connect through a grid of light and balance, a moment to just be. That which is over and is optimal to be ended, I have released. That which is mine to begin to grow to seed has been received. I am that I am, Ea Esher Ea. I am that I am, Ea Esher Ea. Ilakech Alakin, Ilakech Alakin, Ilakech Alakin, Ilakech Alakin. I am another me. You, they, everything is within me. Now I stand in my center. Peace, power, purpose, prosperity. I am the priestess. I am the wise one. I walk with purpose and commitment I do not give up because I have taken a vow to walk my path, to remember my truth, to awaken the stones, the bones, and the crystals, and to create magic, joy, harmony, and a world of peace. We give great thanks to these energies, this moment, this gate, to the golden dragons that are underneath the land, stirring these energies, to my great Celtic ancestors that have walked with us, the long-skulled queens, to Lady of the Lake, Avalon, to Eve, to Mary, to Merlin, to Arthur, to Vivienne and Morgana, to Guinevere, to the sacred hearts, the heart of the sky, the heart of the earth. I am the heart of the hearts. I accept what I already accepted, and I walk supported. Now, pick up your wand, pick up your staff, pick up your will, open your heart, stand tall, stand illuminated, stand as the most magnificent vision, being, emanation, color, whatever it is. Shine it and radiate it out. Stand in the center of it. Breathe it in and anchor it. Be love, be light, be peace. Know that everything that is required for your soul's path is already there waiting for you in every moment and time in space. Stay aligned, stay receptive, stay centered, and remember, you are light, only light, eternal light. We give great thanks and let this circle be open yet unbroken. As we continue on our path together, we are surrounded by our ancestors, the priestesses, this gathering. As we walk through alone, we also walk through together. And what we have done here today for us and for ourselves now multiplies and blesses everyone, everywhere, in every time, in exactly the right way for them, and returns multiplied 10,000-fold to bless us. And then we create a wave of light and a wave of love. And we walk in its wake. This is part of your promise. You remember who you are and you walk in that. You accept the universe's support. And it's always there no matter what. Don't pity yourself. Don't pity anyone else. Don't think anyone has bad luck. Don't think you have bad luck. Don't curse yourself. Don't curse anyone else. And have a beautiful and blessed day. I know this is going to open doors. I can see them happening already for everyone. Now, okay. So one of the reasons that I said that is that I fractured my foot, and I haven't told anyone, because the first reaction I got was, oh, what rotten luck, poor you. And I said, don't call me poor. It was not rotten luck. That is the most disempowering thing you could say to me or to believe. So I want you to realize that if you're doing that to yourself or anyone else, stop it. Now, I'm getting ready to leave England, and I brought my beautiful jaguar with me. This is the jaguar throne, and inside of the pyramid I was showing you earlier in Chichen Itza. And I have been blessed to remember that I'm Ish, which is jaguar, sacred feminine. I would have been raised as a shaman. I am. And so I carry this as a little replica. Okay. And I brought it with me, asked to come with me. I bring certain things, always have certain altar with me. The jaguar has 52 jade spots. This is a replica. And it represents the 52 year cycle of the Pleiades. And it has to do with Venus and a lot of other things. 52-year cycle of the Pleiades is beginning in 2027, and it's the era of peace, and it's the Chikaban, the new sacred fire. So what does that mean? That means that we have an opportunity now to prepare for that. Many, many cultures like human design, many systems talk about 2027 being very profound. Well, every year we're going through right now is very profound. So I wanted to share this with you because I am going to take the pieces and I'm going to leave them around London tomorrow. There's another little piece for the bottom here. And I have another little piece somewhere here from the nose. So what happens is I bring crystals with me that get blessed at many different places. And then I give them to people on my retreat, and we'll leave them at these sites as we do. We leave herbs, we leave lavender. We did a lot of lavender this time here in England. I brought a lot of lavender, dried lavender, because it's organic, it goes right back. And little tiny crystals, And so one time we had these big wands and a lot of them broke. So we started leaving hunks of them in these pyramids, like finding ways to stick them inside and at top and stuff. And everybody touched them and everybody's been connected to them. So they're receiving that. So they've asked me to show you this because now you and I, this is our pre-eclipse. And this jaguar represents your heart. This is the red jaguar and green, which are the two colors of the heart chakra. Okay, so as you are seeing and feeling this, and as I leave this, as is optimal for you, this is what we are leaving behind, what has broken your heart, what was encased in your heart, what was hidden in your heart, what was something that needs to be let out of your heart, whether it's a toxin or a pain or something that's powerful and beautiful that you haven't let yourself be or become. So I'll share where those pieces go. Thank you very much. And I want to just again say thank you to the energies. Thank you to my beautiful body. Broke a tooth, broke a foot, and lots and lots of other really interesting things happening. So the thing is I don't want anybody projecting any kind of pity on me because I'm not pitiful. Everything is for my highest good. And I really am fascinated with that energy and harnessing what's possible for me in the moment. So I want you to do the same and be blessed. And we will see you again tomorrow with Raquel. Namaste, everybody. Happy eclipse. So beautiful. Thank you, Holly. Hi, Lucille. Oh my gosh, I think about you, Lucille. And Holly have found all the good cappuccinos around where I am. And I'm hobbling there in my boot. I got one of those boots on my leg. So take care. Okay, ciao, everybody.